everybody, and welcome back to another exciting show. I'm your host, James. Alongside, always, his name is...
I'm Andy.
And we welcome you to join us on this journey to become a legend of the nerds. Andy, happy day.
Happy day. It's not gloomy out anymore.
Not gloomy out. It's not too hot, huh?
No, but we still got that little bit of
Still
humidity.
feeling it though, right?
Oh yeah.
What's new in your world?
God, you ask me that every time, and I give you the same answer.
You should know this by now. I want to know what's going on in Andy's life.
I'm a simple person, so I live a simple life. So that's why I always tell you not much.
Not much, huh?
I'm not like you. I don't have a wife and 4 kids, thank God.
I have more going on than that. I have project after projects going on.
This is
Always
true.
writing, right?
Always writing. You're always writing.
Always writing.
You're always writing. I'm always talking.
Well, nothing going in your life, but I got some stuff going in my life. I was recently hired to write on a video game.
Yes, you were telling me this last week. Sounds
Yeah,
very exciting.
A guy in Burlington, he runs a video company. He's editing, he's making the whole thing. I saw some clips of it. He needed a writer, someone who can write a storyline. And he asked me, so I jumped on board. The only thing I really know right now, the show is called The Zeta Paradox. And it's going to be some sort of like pre-apocalypse era.
Now you say show, do you mean show or video game?
Video game.
Okay, because I was about to
Video
say,
game.
you told me last week video game,
It's a
and
video game.
I'm like, what are you shooting to me here?
I
Jeez.
guess he's talking to all the big head games like Sony, Xbox,
Yep.
Nintendo, to all those independent game releases on their their eShops and things
Exactly.
like that. So
I mean, that's where a lot of the these video game creators and stuff like that, or promoters, they get a lot of their ideas are from people who either go to school for this or know how to do it just at home and are shooting out the ideas and making the data for it, the 00111.
it's crazy. I mean, this guy started off with nothing. He just typed to his computer like a bunch of numbers and digits and stuff, and he showed me some screenshots of his early production stuff, and it is very cool. It's very exciting stuff.
You see a lot of these companies, not even Sony, Microsoft, and all that, but people who develop the games, and they are small corporations that are becoming bigger ones. I mean, Blizzard back in the day was small. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot. You see a lot of them too at even award shows. They'll show like up and coming game or something like that of a small company.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, it's such a new universe for me because I'm not a big gamer, so I don't really know how it goes. I mean, I do write on my own, but I never actually wrote for a game before, so just getting the right details in there, and because I'm not really supposed to do the storyline stuff, he gives me what to write.
yeah.
I write out, he visualizes it, he puts the ones and zeros in there, and the game gets created. It is
You sure you don't got too much on your hands though?
very cool stuff. It's fun. It's real fun.
We don't want you to leave your responsibilities here.
Oh man,
I don't know if I can do this all by myself.
This show is number one priority.
Okay.
I promise you that right now. But
I'll
anyways,
take your word to that.
shall we move on to our famous checklist?
Let's do it.
All right, Andy, what's new in the world of wrestling?
What's new? I mean, there's not really much news. I mean, if you've been watching wrestling, you know what I'm going to be talking about.
Right.
But there are some people maybe missed a couple episodes. We talk about one of my favorites in Roman Reigns, how they are trying to push him to become the new Cena, the new babyface, and the fans aren't taking it too well with these world title reigns and stuff he's had. I mean, he gets a lot of boos.
I mean, his gimmick just was not working.
Exactly. We know Rusev is the U.S. champion.
Yes.
Well, last week on Raw, they had Roman Reigns come out to the ring and confront Rusev face to face. I mean, no words, no promos, just Rusev tries to walk away. Roman walks right in front of him, and then, of course, the brawl breaks out, which believes is setting up for me is a match at SummerSlam for the U.S. title. But the thing with this is, when he came out to this, massive cheers, which he's been getting boos going after the world title, but being the fact that, look at who his opponent is, Rusev, who everyone hates, who are you going to cheer for? You're going to go for the Roman. This might be Roman's push, what he needs.
So you think the WWE is pushing for a forced a forced face for.
Exactly. I think they really want Roman Reigns to be the baby face. Then you had Seth Rollins as the ultimate heel, and you got Dean in the middle. Dean's like Orton. He can go either way.
Yeah, Dean is the neutral. He doesn't really care.
Exactly. And like I said, I mean, they're trying to make Roman into the baby face, but he wasn't becoming that baby
honestly,
face.
do you, when you look at Roman Reigns, do you see him more as a face or more as a heel?
I see him more neutral.
Yeah?
That's the problem. Even when he does his promos, it's more neutral.
Yeah. And that's the thing that those writers in the WWE locker room need to do, is that they need to really write these characters to pretty much what they look like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cena, he's been a face for so long. People are denying the fact that they're going to turn him
He won't.
heel one day. They could, and it may not even work. That could be the end of his career, and I think that's why Cena's like, maybe not.
I think
I'm getting towards the end of my career anyways. Let's just keep me where I'm going.
The only reason it worked for Hogan back in the days, back in the 80s, early 90s, is because it set up the NWO.
Well, it worked because WCW needed that. You know? I mean, this is two companies to talk about. Hogan was a face in WWE. Mm-hmm. He was a heel, for the most part, in the WCW. That's where they needed him. Because they had guys like Eric Bischoff pushing that heel persona on Hogan the entire time.
True.
You have Hogan over there, you have Kevin Nash over there, Scott Hall. Those three guys, they were the heels of that company, and they moved that company forward. WCW needed heel pushing over there. WWE, you're looking at a face push for the company. Could you imagine? We've seen it before in the past when WWE had that heel push forward. How was the show production for you? It wasn't that good, was it?
Nah.
But when you got the face push for the company, the production was a lot better.
True.
For me, WCW, I enjoyed it more when NWO was over there, the heel being pushed, and they were, running the show. It was entertaining. But you don't want to go overboard, because that's what Bischoff did. When you had, 70% of the locker room all in the NWO, it doesn't work out. So hopefully they don't make a mistake like that in WWE. Keep Roman. I guess they're going to try to keep him face for the time being, huh?
The whole thing with WWE right now, I mean, there's not much news, but with the whole draft a couple weeks ago, that's what's helping out the company. They've got so much talent that splitting everybody, you're going to see a lot more guys that you don't normally see come up. And I think that they can work more with Roman Reigns only being on Raw instead of doing all these shows too.
Well, didn't you tell me a couple days ago that that Raw and SmackDown both have different entrance ramps now?
Yes, I mean the whole.
That's huge right there.
It's true.
It's huge because I remember watching SmackDown back in the early 2000s when they had that giant fist for the entrance ramp. That was phenomenal. That was great. And then they all go back to the basic entrance ramp.
Yeah, I mean now you got new jumbotrons, new ramps, new music. SmackDown has the little bios on the screen when the guys come down the ramp. So that's.
Do you think that's going to lead into pay-per-views finally having their own entrance ramps like they used to?
I don't think so. I think they're getting out of that because it is the almighty dollar we always talk about. It's more expensive doing it.
Do you think it's more entertaining though? I mean, how do you?
It is.
Would you rather see that
or
just a regular entrance ramp for pay-per-views?
I'd love to see the way it was before.
Yeah.
I mean, some pay-per-views, Money in the Bank, they had all the ladders everywhere, but you don't see much anymore.
No.
The whole bio thing, I think, we're in the new age of social media, so that's one way because I think they have all the wrestlers' Twitter pages and stuff like that.
Shane came back. I think he's really helping out the company again.
Yeah.
I mean, all these changes are happening once Shane got back in the company.
True. Moving on, though. SummerSlam's coming up, though, in a couple of weeks. Big thing on that is, again, it's going to be at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. I mean, that was where the biggest SummerSlam ever last year happened. So they're going there again. And it's going to be 4 hours again, like it was last year. They're turning it into a second WrestleMania.
It's back in Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
Crazy.
So, I mean, even though WrestleMania now isn't even 4 hours, it's more like 5 and 6 now.
Yeah.
But I have no problem with this because SummerSlam should be almost a second WrestleMania. It is one of the bigger pay-per-views they have. So that's great. We're going to see the third match between AJ and John Cena there. Their promos on SmackDown, I was hoping for a stipulation match. It almost sounded like AJ wanted Hell in a Cell. which would have been great.
It's not too late. I mean, we've seen matches change
Yeah, I mean,
on show day.
there's still 3 weeks left till the show. But the card so far for this show is only half full, and I'm already excited.
Any stipulation matches in it?
No stipulation matches. But the matches they have right now can stand alone by themselves.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a pay-per-view. Some people are spending $60 on this, you know? Mm-hmm. They don't want to watch a overran Monday Night Raw.
Also, I talk a lot about Lucha Underground.
Absolutely, and you should.
I'm so excited. Excuse me. Something in my throat there. Get your mind out of the gutter. Lucha Underground's coming back in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Which is so exciting to me because it just ended. Lucha Underground isn't like TNA and WWE where it's on week after week after week. They do seasons. So their first 2 seasons, though, they'd be on for a couple months. Then they're off for like half a year to a year till it comes back on. Lucha Underground just ended maybe a month ago and is now coming back in a couple weeks. So excited. This, to me, tells me this company is going high places. I mean, I told you when Vince tried to buy the entire company, he's scared.
Do you think Ray has something to do with that?
A lot.
Yeah?
I think he's also a mentor behind the scenes.
I'm sure he is.
So, but bringing someone like him in, your ratings are going to
Rey
go up.
Mysterio, I mean, you think of lucha wrestlers, Rey Mysterio is like one up there, you know?
And I told you, and you got excited about it, how they use his real name, Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yes.
They brought that back.
Because that's how he was introduced in WCW.
Exactly. So I'm excited for that. And what can I say about TNA? That's about
Is
it.
there anything going to TNA?
That's why I can't say anything about it.
Angle, what's going on with him?
He's wrestling independent.
Just he's on the indie right now?
I do see him, though, coming back to WWE pretty soon, though. SmackDown debuted American Alpha, and we're talking about American Alpha and maybe Kurt Angle coming back as their mentor.
Okay.
I can see that happening now because they just promoted American Alpha to the main roster.
Which reminds you of another wrestler that we need to talk about quickly, and that's the Gold Standard.
Shelton Benjamin.
I heard he's not coming back now.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I didn't get too far into the article yet, but what I heard was that he's on the fences now. Mm-hmm. With that guaranteed SummerSlam arrival may not be happening anymore.
We'll have to see.
I mean, let's hope it does happen because I always liked Shelton.
I think it's going to happen. I mean, WWE doesn't really post articles on their website unless it's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
We see articles on all these other social media sites.
Of course.
But when it's on the actual company's website, it's kind of going to happen, I think.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, TNA, what can I say about them? I leave it blank. It's that bad.
So that's the world of wrestling right there?
That's the world of wrestling.
All right. Time for our new segment. One of your favorites now, I believe, and that's the box office heroes, huh?
Yes.
All right. So I got the numbers in front of me. Why don't you tell me what you think came in number 1 place, number 2 place, and
As of
third
today.
place?
As of today.
As of today.
So that means 3 days ago, Suicide Squad debuted.
Yep.
That's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, I guarantee, is still Star Trek 3, Star Trek Beyond.
Okay.
And is number 2, I mean. And number 3, I'm going to say is Ghostbusters.
Okay. Are you ready for the numbers?
Let's hear them.
The actual numbers, starting number 3. Bad Moms.
Really?
Bad Moms came in number 3 at 14 million.
That tells you how bad Ghostbusters is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's number 2, but I highly
Maybe.
doubt it.
Ready for number 2?
Let's hear it.
Jason Bourne.
I forgot that one came out.
22
Forgot about
million.
that.
You ready for this? Opening weekend.
It's got to be
Suicide Squad.
It's obvious.
135 million.
That's an obvious one. I totally forgot about Jason Bourne. Because I really thought Star Trek 3 was still going to be up there.
Star Trek, number 5.
So what's number 4?
Our favorite cartoon movie.
Are you serious? Secret Life of Pets is still up there?
Still number 4, man.
It's been out for like, what, 5 weeks?
For some reason, I mean, it's the end of summer, so school's coming back. Kids are taking the kids out to the movies to say, congratulations, you survived summer.
Now, I want to say one thing. We don't really bash fans that often on the show because we love our fans. But you mentioned...
I love the fans.
Yeah.
You not so much.
Well, I bashed some people on here before. You mentioned this last night, too, and I want to say to everybody out there, we watched Suicide Squad this weekend.
Yep.
One thing you mentioned out there, you saw a lot of young kids.
Yep.
This isn't a movie for young kids.
No. It's not.
please don't take your children to go see Suicide Squad. There's a lot of violence. Unless I'd say 13 and above, maybe you're good.
I don't know. But here's the thing.
We saw a lot
Just
of
because
6, 7,
it's
8
a
years
DC
old.
movie, a Marvel movie, or even a comic book movie, doesn't mean it's okay for kids to go see it. I mean, these are not meant for kids. These are for young
That's why they have a rating.
adult viewers, you know? So,
Because I'm not sure what it was rated theatrical version, but I guarantee when it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD, it's an R rating.
it's going to have an R rating movie.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of sexual contact in this movie, a lot of violence, a lot of language, a
Yep.
lot of everything. And we saw a lot of, like I said, 6, 7, 8-year-old kids there.
Yeah, it was a little uncomfortable watching.
To me, I just that would be my parenting. I mean, I don't want to bash the way people do things,
Nope,
but
nope,
that's
nope.
just me.
You just get a warning.
I even told you I saw. I went to see Expendables 3 way back when, and that's worse than Suicide Squad. Suicide
yeah.
Squad also had comedy in it, and I saw like a 5-year-old in the theater.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's to me, but
One sentence, Suicide Squad. Quick review, go.
funny.
Wow, that's it, huh?
I thought there was a lot of humor in it, which was great for me. If you want me to give you another one, I'd say, it's hard for me to say just off the top of my head. That's one.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Suicide Squad. It was a good movie. I will say this right now. It was better than Batman vs. Superman. My issues with the movie, it was a musical. There's way too much music. It seems like they spent way too much budget money on getting the songs into the movie than they should have with the storyline. So once again, DC really got me confused about the whole plot of the movie. I was really confused. I mean, the villains, okay, I understand why they're doing what they're doing. I don't understand why they're doing it. They said in the movie themselves, like, they used to worship us, okay?
Yeah.
But what happened? Why don't you explain something that makes you feel like, oh, these guys really want to mess things up around this city, you know? And why that city, you know? So
Yeah.
it wasn't much explanation. It was kind of like Lex Luthor trying to take over some city.
I mean, off the top of my head, I just thought one. It's not really one word. It's one person, Will Smith. Now, again, we'll get into this later on down the road because we are going to do a review of the 2 movies we saw,
Yep.
Suicide Squad and Star Trek Beyond. But we like to not spoil everything, so we're going to give you all a chance to see it. So probably a couple episodes down the road, we'll do a review.
Yeah.
But Will Smith, that was my one take. Amazing job.
Carry the movie. He carried the movie.
Exactly.
I knew he would. That's the only reason I cast it for, because they wanted someone to carry the movie, and he did it successfully.
He played a great Deadshot.
All right, Andy. I got something new to go on. I'm gonna call this. Let's call it the Nintendo-verse right now.
Okay.
Nintendo-verse. All right, some rumors for the NX system coming out. It has out there that they might be returning to cartridges.
Really?
Yeah, getting rid of CDs, going back to the cartridge because of the ability of a larger flash drive that they can put on there now.
My problem is, though...
And the fact that they're like, it's a little cheaper, and you're not going to scratch the disc.
Yeah, but you constantly had to blow in it and all that.
That was back in the early 90s, or late
Yeah.
90s, early 2000s, so maybe the technology, what they want to do with it, might change a little bit. It might make it better. Who knows what they're going to do? That's just a rumor. I think it's a cool idea.
Again, just take your money.
Again, I mean, Nintendo won me with the cartridges, you know? I love them, you know?
Might as
They're
well
great.
online give them your credit card number right now.
I'm thinking about it. And also with the new NX system, they're thinking about doing a half handheld, half home system. So it seems like the controller might be kind of like the Wii U.
I heard about this, like it's a portable thing, so you're driving down the road in the backseat of the car or something, and you can play it.
If that's true, then Nintendo just took the ropes of being the most powerful handheld system. If that is true.
I give Nintendo their props. The last couple of years, they've been trying to shoot down Microsoft and Sony.
Well, I think they're smart. I mean, they made Microsoft and Sony make their own mistakes and just capitalized on it. I mean, how many times have those guys gotten hacked in their online services? Sounds like, you know what? Ours is free. Have fun.
What's better than free?
Exactly. So I think that has a lot to do with it. But yeah, Nintendo is keep on climbing that ladder to make it a lot better for them, you know. So, that's all I have for Nintendo news right now. I'm hoping to get more later on, either next episode or post online.
Yep.
All right.
Again, check our Facebook page, all that. We'll post up more updates on that later.
For my checklist, that's it. Do you have anything else?
Nope, just that basic wrestling news was my area of expertise.
Nothing else. All right, man. So let's move on to the main event.
Our favorite part of the show.
I'm gonna say this though before we start this. Usually have the Flareverse on my checklist. I moved that to the main event because of the topic. Mm-hmm. The topic is the San Diego Comic-Con news, updates, trailers, and more.
Exactly. This entire episode was inspired by the San Diego Comic-Con that was just a couple weeks ago, because that is the place to go to see all the upcoming trailers for movies.
Yep.
And all the upcoming trailers and stuff for upcoming seasons.
Yeah.
Out of all the Comic-Cons, that's the one people say to go to.
It's the best one. It's the biggest one, you know? I mean,
exactly. Plus, it's in San Diego. Who doesn't want to go there?
Exactly. It's great out there. I've heard New York was all right, but it's just not as good.
I've heard New York, its problem is it's too cluttered.
Yeah.
There's too many people, so you don't really get to do much.
Right.
So, well, let's move on.
All right. Let's start with some TV shows. Let's go with the new Star Trek Discovery show.
Yes.
There's not a whole lot of news on this at all. Only guesses and theories.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. The Star Trek ship is going to be called Discovery. The ship number is NCC 1031. All right. This is important because the original Star Trek Enterprise was the NCC 1701.
Okay.
So if we look at it in a chronological order, it seems to be that this show is going to, again, take place before Kirk and his crew go off.
Okay.
But after the actual Enterprise. Remember the Enterprise show?
Yes.
With Scott Volka? It's going to be after that. Rumor had that this was supposed to take place right after the Undiscovered Country movie. But that's not what it's going to be. I think it's not true. After watching the Star Trek movie last night, I had more guesses on it because the Franklin, the ship that was in that movie, kind of looks like what's in the trailer of the new Discovery.
Okay.
So the show could be based upon that one ship, if it's the same ship.
Yeah. The problem with this trailer, because I watched it too, it's like 30 seconds. They're really not giving out much info on this.
They are
So
not
it's
at
going to
all.
be a massive surprise for everybody.
I mean, it's only guesses and speculation of what it's going to be like, you know? But my guess the storyline is probably between Enterprise and the original Star Trek show. Somewhere in there.
Okay.
I mean, the timeline, I don't know. I mean, it could be like 50 years before Kirk. It could be 100 years before Kirk. Who knows, right?
I thought when I was watching it and doing my research, it was going to be based on the Voyager saga on TV.
Right.
That was my whole thought.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, the biggest clue was the ship number.
Yep.
Because if it does go in chronological order, it'd be way before Enterprise.
And I didn't even notice the ship number when I was watching it.
Yeah.
That was one thing I just went over my head.
That's why I take care of that for you. So that's it for Star Trek. Let's jump into the Flareverse, huh?
Let's do it. Our favorite topic.
I finally got a chance to watch Supergirl, episode 1 and 2.
And you're hooked, right?
And I get hooked after the first 5 minutes. It was phenomenal writing. I did not expect to see this from
A
Supergirl
lot of people didn't.
at all. So kudos to them.
A lot of people saw this show going one and out.
Yeah. Well, it kind of did. Season 1 over, ABC dropped them.
Yeah, but thank God CW picked it right back up, and it's going to
Yeah.
be even better.
Yeah, it's going to be even better. But, with that being said, what's the storyline going to be like? The timeline. I mean, now we're talking about, with the end of Flash and how he messed up the timeline. How's it all going to match up?
Well, the thing is, you'll know this, even though I'm giving you the spoiler a little bit. Try not to. With the crossover episode from Flash and Supergirl,
Yeah.
he goes to a different world, because we know Flash can go to different worlds.
Right.
So he really can't mess up their timeline because it's a different world. So we might be seeing that in the crossover episodes coming up, where he has to go to her world for something.
Yeah. It's also room that Stephen Amell's character is supposed to jump over there too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Flash can take people to other worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once October comes up, well, the CW shows show up, that's when the excitement's going to happen
Exactly.
right there.
Second week of October.
Yep. But I mean, I'm curious about how Supergirl's going to fit into the world. I kind of hope they fit her very nicely in there. You know? Moving on, Flash. I have nothing to report for Flash.
Do you even watch the trailer?
What?
Did you
I watched the show, but I talked about it last week, though.
It's true. The whole Kid Flash.
Yeah.
We see Black Flash, like it's a black outfit, and the whole Flashpoint paradox.
Yeah.
Just trying to give an update. Someone who hasn't watched the episode
of course.
last week.
But yeah, that's
I'm looking forward to that the most out of all the CW shows, because I was a big fan of the Flashpoint paradox movie, and with them taking a lot from that movie into this, I'm very, very excited.
right.
So.
If you having Flash comes up, but Arrow, got some guessing going on Arrow here.
There's a lot of guessing.
5 possible returns to the season. What do you think? Between villains or old cast members? Steve Amell posted that there is someone returning that you've not seen in 2 seasons.
Which could be at the end of the Arrow trailer. We see an archer shooting a civilian, and the civilian says Green Arrow, and it's not him, but it's someone who looks like him dressed up. Slade Wilson?
Well, I mean, with the post that Steve Amell made on Twitter, he said you're going to see someone return that you've not seen in 2 seasons. And we saw Slade in season
2.
3.
Well, he
He
was.
showed 1 episode, season 3.
Yeah, but I don't count that.
They do.
Sure.
They do. But I think they messed up, though, because this list, I'm reading this list, I think they messed up on it.
Well, what about the? Let's get into the new characters, though.
Okay.
We're gonna have what's the girl's name? The archer, Artemis.
Yep.
We'll have her. Curtis is training with Oliver now. We'll see
So,
who he'll
knows
become.
he might be learning to fight, but still going to be the techie.
Okay, and then this new vigilante in red. I forgot what they called him, but I see him becoming the new Speedy.
Okay.
And I really am pushing that Roy Harper, when he comes back, will be Arsenal.
If he comes back. It's not guaranteed yet. He was seen on the set, but he might be there just to say hello to his friends, you know?
In the trailer, we saw Thea. She's walking around.
Yep.
Who knows what she's doing? And who knows what Diggle's doing?
I hope they keep Diggle in there.
You really?
I like Diggle.
I think a lot of people really want to see that Green Lantern.
Man, Diggle is a great opening for him to become Green Lantern.
We need a show for Friday.
Yeah. It'd be a great
What
one to show
what
in
a
there.
great week that would be. Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Green Lantern.
It is going to be a long week.
Oh,
All right, the 5 possible things, though. This is what the list came up with, okay? They had Robert Amora Queen coming back. Not how they're going to do that. Maybe a flashback of some sort.
yeah, because
maybe.
he got shot.
But I don't know. That was one on the list, though.
Okay.
Then you had China White. Remember her?
Was she the female archer?
No. She was in season 1. The Chinese girl with the white hair.
Okay, yeah.
That's China White. Walter Steele. They could bring him back. It might actually work out, too.
Yeah.
You know, again, we haven't seen him in a while. So that could come back for that. The Huntress.
That's the one I was thinking of, the female archer.
The Huntress could come back.
I want to see her come back because in Young Justice, she's Artemis's mother.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a good point that she could come back. Because, I mean, she already got her vengeance, you know? So now she has a clean slate, so she could come back as a reformed person to join Team Arrow. Who knows? Could come back. Then you had the Russian from season 1, I think. Anatoly Kezlev. He was the one that helped out the team, like rescue Diggle.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep.
They might bring him back because they want to explain that Russian tattoo on Oliver's arm and how he can speak fluent Russian.
Well, they might explain that because in the trailer you see Oliver in the flashbacks training with some group.
Yeah, so it could be the Soviet mafia. Who knows? So my guess is that one probably. It'd make the most sense. Then he becomes the villain. Because the villain in Arrow isn't supposed to be a metahuman. It's supposed to be a regular human who's supposed to take on Oliver, not the Green Arrow. So My guess is probably it's gonna be that one.
This is what makes Arrow so great, is that there's so much that can happen, and you're speculating so much.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely nuts, this show, and a lot of people didn't like it, but I still love this show.
Yeah.
And I always will. Legends tomorrow, I got nothing because I've already covered it, so we already know what's going on pretty much.
Like I said, just an update. I mean, Justice League of America, I think.
Just side of America,
There you go, yeah.
and all that same stuff, nothing really new.
We're hoping to see Captain Cold come back.
Yes.
So.
Yes, we are. Let's jump to Netflix for a second.
Okay.
Team Flicks. I'm not sure what to call this segment. We're gonna call
Good
it
enough.
something. Team Flicks. All right. We got a couple new shows coming out. Luke Cage.
Yes.
Sweet Christmas. You said it might be December. You said.
Well, that's what made me wonder if it was there, but I think it's coming out in the fall. I think it's September or October.
Okay. The update in this show is pretty much going to be takes place before Jessica Jones. It's going to be his cover story.
Exactly.
What it is, because how he got his powers in the first place. I mean, do you know how he got his powers in the first place?
From what I remember, he volunteered for an experiment.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a good experiment, but it was sabotaged in some way. And then he got wrongfully accused. And then he he escaped from prison to become a superhero for hire. Which is the summary of what the show is going to be about.
Okay.
So around that time frame. I don't think I would see any cameos in season 1. I mean,
Probably not, because it's set before everything happened.
maybe towards the end, Danny Rand may show up, but I wouldn't count too much yet.
I will say, what's great about this trailer, if you're huge into action, I mean, what's better than Luke Cage just going fist to fist with everybody?
Yeah, I mean, it should be a pretty cool show. It should give fans a more of a bio of his life.
Yep.
Because we didn't really get to see that in Jessica Jones too much. Next show, season 1 of Iron Fist, a.k.a. Danny Rand.
Yes.
So we might see him, Be great. Not much going on this show either. They're all, it's Marvel.
Well, this is
All their stuff under wraps because they want it that way.
this is where I had a little surprise for you.
Okay.
What I got from today. One of the producers or directors or whatever in Marvel who's doing Iron Fist
Right.
was in talks with Clark Gregg, a.k.a. Phil Coulson.
Yep.
Phil Coulson is a huge comic book nerd also.
Of course. Of course.
He's always said his favorite character and what he would love to work on is Iron Fist. And he was promised by this guy, I forgot the producer or director's name, that he would somehow be involved in Iron Fist. Marvel promised
As an actor or as a
as
producer?
as a
writer?
character.
Also going to be Colson over.
Yes. He was promised. So who knows? I mean, a promise is a promise. If it's in writing, then you get the promise. So, but they're stating how they really want to keep this promise to him because he's such a huge Iron Fist fan. So apparently the talk is he'll either have a short cameo maybe in the show, or Phil Coulson's character is in the show like a couple times, and he's the one who gets the Defenders started up. How cool would that be?
That's not bad. That's not bad. But I thought the rumor was they wanted to keep, Shield away from the Netflix shows.
You never know. Never know with Marvel.
Yeah, their world is they're slowly starting to come around that curve and all connect soon. They gotta do something.
I mean, there's been talk Defenders might meet Avengers,
Yeah, there has been. You're absolutely right about that.
but I'd love it. Even if he doesn't bring the Defenders together, a small cameo in the show would be a nice touch.
They need to do something more with Phil Coulson. I need to see him more than just on Shield.
Yep.
I need to see him in the movies more, in other shows more. I need to see more of Phil Coulson. They took this character that wasn't really a character, and they made something great. So they need to use him more. Especially they make him the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
We'll get to that when I get to my Shield section.
All right. Jessica Jones, I got nothing.
Yep, same here.
I got nothing on Jessica Jones. Do I hope season 2 comes out? Yeah, I kind of enjoyed season 1.
Same here.
But I think Jessica Jones should only go one season, and then just do swaps back and forth each show. I think should be utilized the best.
If they do season 2, they have to involve the guy who's the cop who's taking those government drugs that makes
Yeah.
him nuts, because he is a super villain in the Jessica Jones saga.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
But I like to see her just, be the floater.
Yep.
Would be a real cool thing for her to do. Daredevil Season 3. Not much going on this show quite yet. It is being filmed soon. I'm not sure what's going to go on. They can either have the Hand could reform. They should go Wilson Fisk. Gets out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of cool to do. Or what they should really do is have Daredevil really be the leader of the Defenders and slowly start forming this team. And, have like the main villain that the Defenders are going to do premiere on Daredevil. Then him like building up the climax of the Defenders.
That might be where we're going to see him building up the Defenders in his season, because Luke Cage will already have aired, Iron Fist will, and Defenders comes on after Season 3 of Daredevil.
When you think about it, all of these heroes are all based in Hell's Kitchen. So, at this point in time, with Daredevil being in Season 3, you need to start seeing some crossover stuff. Otherwise, the universe just doesn't make sense.
Sure.
And it's Marvel, so I'm sure they've already planned that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling them anything new. Defenders, I see it either as a miniseries or a movie. I don't see it going to be an ongoing show at all.
Okay.
What do you think?
From what I heard, it was supposed to be a miniseries.
Okay.
I'd rather see it a miniseries.
You guys see it miniseries? What about a movie?
If
Think
it,
it's too much for a movie?
yeah,
Yeah. But Daredevil, you think Daredevil should be the
Daredevil's going to be the leader.
there's
should
be the leader of the show.
There's
right?
no ifs, ands, or buts. Daredevil's the number one show out of those four. And he's the only one that can lead those rambunctious.
That's what I thought too.
group.
Yeah. Well, that's it for my shows, Andy. Let's jump onto your shows.
About time, jeez. Never.
Hey, got a lot of talking going on today.
I know. First one for me, Gotham.
Gotham.
Season 3 starts September 19th.
Okay.
The big things you need to know in this: Jim Gordon has become more sadistic, more evil, I believe. He's showing more of a dark side to him. Whereas in Season 1, he was this I'm all justice kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's starting to show that darkness, that Gotham darkness we like to see. Still a good guy, but he's killing people. So, Bruce, his training still going on. He's starting to become more active.
Alfred's training him, right?
Yes. And he's learning, though, now, because he wanted to shoot the guy who shot his parents last season. But now he's starting to get into the mindset where Batman doesn't kill people. And he even said, I'm not going to kill a murderer, basically.
Okay.
You can't kill murderers. So he's kind of getting into that mindset where I'm not going to kill people, but I'm going to fight for justice. Mm-hmm. So, and the big thing coming out of, for me, is the Court of Owls. I know you like this.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yes. Season 3 debuted that court. Dr. Hugo Strange is working for them, and he's doing his experiments on all these people for the Court of Owls.
Okay.
At the end of the season last year, Fish Mooney's driving a truck with all the experiments in the back. It crashes, and they get loose into Gotham. One of them that came out was this kid who looked just like Bruce Wayne. Now, if I remember correctly, you told me Bruce has a brother who's in the Court of Owls.
Yeah.
Maybe this pushes towards that.
Yeah, he's supposed to have a twin brother, yeah.
Exactly, and this guy looks, it's played by the same character. Because it's like a clone almost, maybe. That could be pushing towards that.
That'd be interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah, Gotham needs to do something, because I'm not really hearing too much chatter about Gotham lately.
The Court of Owls thing is the big thing.
Because Season 2 was the big one, the villain episode.
Oh, it
season, right?
debuted so many villains in that.
It's too much,
right?
right?
It was too much.
Yeah.
But
Gotham is supposed to be a Jim Gordon show, not a Batman show, right?
Exactly. But
And now they're like kind of
it's turning into
being
Batman.
off of that.
Batman.
Yeah.
So big thing, Court of Owls there. S.H.I.E.L.D. I really wanted to get into this. Ghost Rider debuts in S.H.I.E.L.D., in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Is that confirmed?
That is confirmed.
Okay.
I wanted to know who it is. I mean, the original Ghost Rider is Johnny Blaze from the movie, riding the motorcycle. And when I found out this guy drives a car, I'm like, what's going on? Apparently, if you read the new comics of Ghost Rider, this new Ghost Rider is this guy named Robbie Reyes. He lives in L.A., and he drives a car. So when he goes Ghost Rider, the car's up in flames and everything. His backstory is he was visited by his uncle, who's dead, who told him to avenge me. I was killed, blah, 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 blah. He gives him the powers. Come to find out, his uncle is like a sociopath. He's this evil guy who actually killed a lot of people. So he's like possessing Robbie with the Ghost Rider vengeance in him, and wants him to kill more people. And he's fighting that because Robbie is this father of this child and all this stuff. And he's trying to fight the Ghost Rider spirit. He makes a deal with the Ghost Rider spirit saying, I will kill for you if you agree to let me control these powers, but I'm only going to kill bad people. In the trailer for this, the short trailer for S.H.I.E.L.D., it shows Ghost Rider, and then it says, vengeance is in effect, or in full. Which made me think, this guy's going to be killing a lot of people if he's there for vengeance.
You think it's too much?
After reading this backstory, I'm excited. Because now I know what's going on.
It's still already going on the S.H.I.E.L.D. You think adding Ghost Rider is a good idea?
They had to do something because the Inhumans thing only made sense with the Inhumans movie coming out. And now with that shut down, they needed to do something.
What about Grant? Do you think we're going to see anything from Grant soon?
No, because he got killed.
I've heard rumors they're bringing him back.
Well, they did bring him back for the last season. He was possessed by this alien thing, which got killed at the end of the season.
Right. So I heard they're doing more with him now.
They could. He was the very first Inhuman.
Yeah.
So, the other thing was they may bring in the Inhuman royal family.
Okay.
Which I don't know if you know who like Black Bolt is and stuff like that. So someone from that might show up, which they were supposed to be part of the movie.
Okay.
So we'll see that. And the big one was for you when you're talking about the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Coulson is the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
The new, apparently, director, there's going to be this new guy who's going to be the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he's played by someone, a name you should know, Jason O'Mara.
Okay.
Who is obviously the voice actor of Batman in some of the DC animations.
Yep.
So I thought that's pretty neat. He's coming from DC to Marvel. So his character is going to be the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. So we'll see where that goes, why Coulson's no longer the director.
Makes you wonder what Nick Fury's up to now with timeline, huh?
Yeah, and we've seen him show up in the episodes a lot, too. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s getting good. I really enjoy Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's a Joss Whedon production. You should love it.
I mean, I'm enjoying it, too. Absolutely.
So, one of my favorites, which you need to get back on the bandwagon with this, is Once Upon a Time.
Yes, you talked about this.
Once Upon a Time, I love it. It involves all the Disney movies into one show. And you should love the next season because it's getting involved with one of our all-time favorite Disney animation movies, Aladdin. You're going to see Aladdin. You're going to see Jafar with that scepter. He's flying the magic carpet.
It's so crazy. This show, when's the show going to end?
I don't know. I think it's going into season 7.
I think I got to like season 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
This show even hold water right now? Or are they just kind of like throwing a bunch of people?
The show is amazing.
All right, let's do this right now and call it a day.
The show is amazing.
It's still holding water?
My thing is, I want to...
Captain Hook's the main character now?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh, man.
Peter Pan was a villain.
Ugh.
Because Peter Pan was Rumpelstiltskin's father. I love the little storyline.
This show even holding water still.
It's great. I just have to say, so Aladdin in this from the trailer seems like just a little scared child, basically. He's an adult, but he's scared of Jafar. He's like a defeated guy. So we'll see how that goes. The evil queen, Regina, she's good now because Robin Hood and her had a relationship. So she kind of found her happy ending.
What is going on with this show?
He got killed.
Robin got killed.
Yeah. Hades last season killed him.
Hades. Of course.
So Regina is now the evil queen. She's kind of reverting back to her evil ways. And, of course, they introduced last season Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And Mr. Hyde...
What does that have to do with Disney at all?
I don't know, but we'll go there. Mr. Hyde, the evil portion of him, is convincing Regina to be evil again. So it's a good show even to sit down with the family.
When does Van Helsing get into this situation anyways?
I don't know.
Is that season 8?
We'll see. He's got to go after Red Riding Hood, who's the wolf, apparently.
Okay, so I'm going to jump back in this show. I've left it because it started losing water for me.
Okay.
It just got too ridiculous. Especially I heard like, oh, Frozen just came out. Let's put the Frozen universe in here.
Yes, they had Elsa. They had all that.
It's too much, and I don't think ABC cares. Like, you know what? Let's just do it.
Yeah, but it's popular. It's one of those shows you can sit down and watch with the children.
All right. Once I'm done binge watching my Cheers, I'll jump onto that.
Okay. I got one more show for you, and then we'll move on to movies.
All right.
Legion.
Legion. All right. Yes.
Not looking forward to this. It's going to be on FX. It's like Krypton on Sci-Fi. I don't think they're going to last long.
Krypton's not going to last long.
Legion, it's based on this guy named David Haller, who is a.k.a. Professor Xavier's son.
Yes.
He has multiple identity syndrome. So that's his powers, basically. Different identities he has control different powers.
Do you think we'll see Stryker's son in this?
Apparently, from what I've read, this is supposed to deal nothing with the X-Men universe. That's what's weird to me.
It's Xavier's son. You're already
we're
in
not
the
gonna
middle of the X-Men
I know,
universe.
and we're not supposed to see Xavier or anything. Could turn out to be, if people like it, like Gotham, they want Batman, maybe we get X-Men in this. So what gets me, though, with this is when you see the title to Legion, the O in Legion is the X-Men logo where it's an O with the X in it.
That is so
So if you're
weird.
telling me it's not going to evolve around X-Men, why are you giving these little hints and Easter eggs?
That's crazy. Come on.
I don't know. I'll watch it. I probably don't know if I'll be a fan. We'll see.
Well, good luck with that. What else you got for me?
You want to get into movies? What?
Movies?
That's it.
All right.
That's it for TV for me.
Okay. So I have two movies for you right now.
Let's hear 'em.
And unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of news on them because the IMDb page is empty, and it's both Marvel movies. They keep everything under wraps big time, you know? So, Doctor Strange. Dude, there's nothing to say. It's Doctor Strange. It's going to be that good of a movie. I mean, Cumberbatch looks phenomenal as Strange. Just looks great. All the images, all the trailers, it's going to be there. I'm not sure who the main villain's going to be at all.
I don't think it's going to be Dormammu.
I think they're going to probably lean towards Mindo right now.
Because
Because it's more of an introduction of, hey, this is Doctor Strange.
to me, this whole movie, the only reason for it is they're going to introduce the Time Stone.
Yeah.
I've heard rumors that because the guy who's looking for Doctor Strange says in it, "I have been looking throughout time for you."
Right. Yeah.
He must have the Time Stone.
Yeah. So it's probably just going to be more like a, here's Mindo, he's a villain right now. But it's really about Cumberbatch as a great Doctor Strange.
Yes.
It's what it's going to be really be, you know? And there's not much to say about it. I wish there was. And I cannot wait to see this.
This November. Couple more
November.
months.
Almost there. And then we have the big one. Spider-Man Homecoming is coming out.
True.
They're still filming right now. Getting towards the end of it. Should be done wrapping up maybe the next couple of weeks here, I heard. The big question is, how big of a part is Tony Stark going to be in this movie? Because in the credits of the IMDb page, he's listed number 1. So what do you think? What's his biggest part going to be?
I don't see him having a big part. I see him being a cameo at the end.
That's it?
I think we're going to see the pictures show Vulture as the villain. I think
Yep.
that's what's going to... You're going to see a lot of Peter Parker in high school because you got Flash Thompson there and everything, doing that whole situation, trying to do high school and battle Vulture on the side.
Maybe. Now that Marvel's got Spider-Man by the reins, I want to see some better villains come out of Spider-Man universe. Not ones we've already seen. And they're already doing that with Vulture,
Okay.
you know, which is great. But I want to see, like, Tombstone come out of here. That'd be great, you know? There's a lot of great mafia gangsters in the Spider-Man universe that we could bring out and do some cool stuff
Exactly.
with.
And that's where the Amazing Spider-Man tried to get to until it got canceled. They threw in Rhino there, and they threw
They
in...
didn't throw a they gave us a mechanical guy in a rhino suit.
True.
That
but
was crap.
they
We should have seen that.
they hinted the whole Sinister Six thing, showing all the weapons.
I mean, like, Tombstone's not even part of Sinister Six at all.
No,
you
I know.
And it's just, if you're gonna be Rhino, which is a really cool Spider-Man villain, don't give me a mechanical Rhino.
Give you the genetically steroid supered up guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a guy in a rhino suit. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see a metahuman,
Okay.
and we'll see an actual man Rhino, right? That's
Sure.
what we should be seeing. But those are my movies right now. What do you have for movies?
I have one I'm really looking forward to, Kong Skull Island. This is the sequel to Godzilla.
Finally, right?
Exactly, because then we'll have a second Godzilla, and then we're going to have the fourth movie,
Yeah.
Kong and Godzilla meet up. A lot of stars in this movie. Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, who's going to be playing Captain Marvel, Sam Jackson, what can I say? He's in everything, and John Goodman. He is starting to come into a lot of movies lately. Basically, it starts out in the trailer. They're flying in some helicopters, filming and taking pictures of this island, and a tree just comes flying up and hits the copter. They crash land. They're going through. They got the little tribal people there, and Kong shows up. You don't really see full-on Kong in the trailer. You see his hands,
Which is good.
his head, which is epic, because when they first show him, it's going to be great. This Kong, just from the little things I've seen, looks better than the King Kong Jack Black movie.
Really?
This movie, I think, is going to be huge. I am looking forward to this movie massively. John Goodman's going to play a great character in this, because he says he's been searching for monsters, and he wants to prove the existence, and he says, we're not the dominant species here. They are.
No. Now, John Goodman is a wicked talented actor, and his work schedule has been even the entire time. You know, he takes about 2 to 3 projects every year and a half. You know, so he works that way because he doesn't need to work hard. You know,
Sure.
He enjoys acting. That's what he wants to do. But his schedule is 2 to 3 projects every year and a half. You know, so
Next,
consistent.
Next up is a birthday present from me, I call it. It comes out the day before my birthday. Xander, Triple X3, The Return of Xander Cage. So excited for this. We're huge Triple X fans.
Yep.
They need to do one thing in this movie, and that's explain why he's not dead. Because they specifically say he gets shot and killed in the second movie.
Sam Jackson said that.
Yes.
He's also a super spy too.
I know, but I want
He'd be lying with the whole time. It could have just
I
been
want
a
an
fib,
explanation.
You know?
I do want an
I'm
explanation.
sure they're gonna give one.
Trailer, if you like high action, lots of stunts, awesome. I mean,
Unless this is the movie that he dies at the end.
could be. There's my favorite scene in the trailer is Xander's riding his dirt bike through waves out in the ocean.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that was awesome. So can't wait to see that. Legends of the Hidden Temple. I was a huge fan of that on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, what kind of research? You told me about this.
Yes.
What else do you have on this?
They've been trying to do this movie for a long time, I've been hearing. Basically, it has Kurt Fogg, the host of the game show back in the day. Apparently, there's a theme park now where Legends of the Hidden Temple takes place. This kid believes that the temple is actually a real place. And they go off-site, because it's like out in like a Mayan... They built a theme park, it looks like, in a Mayan
So
place.
this is the first Scooby-Doo movie without Scooby in it.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
They fall into the temple, and come to find out, it's true. Legends of the Hidden Temple is true. They find Olmec, the talking skull guy. I mean, they even find the shrine of the... They're like, oh my god, it's the shrine of the silver monkey, and they could have put it together. There's the temple guards. They have the
Is
pendants.
this like a G-rated movie?
Yeah, it's on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
It debuts this fall. This is a movie for the fans that were fans of the game show.
Is it directly to TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I think they'd go in the theaters.
I mean, you guys see the grin on my face. I'm happy because I was a huge fan as a kid
Right.
of these game shows. I always wanted to be on them.
Now, when does Guts the movie come out?
I don't know. That just needs to come back as a game show. Or Nick Arcade.
Right?
So, we'll see. The trailer, it doesn't give much to explain. The only thing it does is shows how excited I am to relive my childhood. And that's what this movie is supposed to do.
Right.
I mean, it's the whole reason they're bringing back all the Nickelodeon cartoons you and I grew up with watching. Because people want that little glimpse of childhood again. So, other than that, we have two I think we both should go over with the little bit of time we have left.
Well, we have a little bit of time left. There's one giant thing I want to talk about that came out of Comic-Con directly. I think it's on your list too. We probably only have time for this one topic here, and I'm talking about the Justice League movie. What was the second one you had?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, okay. We'll cover Wonder Woman later. Justice League is huge. Let's jump into this because we just saw Suicide Squad last night, so
Mm-hmm.
it's fresh in our mind there. That leads to timeline to here.
All right.
What do you expect to see from this movie?
I expect. I really think there's big things to come. I expect to see how Superman comes back from the dead.
Okay.
I expect to see a lot of arguing going on with Batman trying to form the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect to see the ultimate villain. This is Justice League. This is supposed to compete with Avengers. And Avengers has given us awesome villains.
Well, think about that statement. How are they doing so far?
Horribly.
Okay. I completely agree with you. 100%. I mean, looking at we just saw the third installment to the Justice League movie
Sure.
last night. And right now, I'm absolutely not even close to being impressed.
Answer me this question, though. Have they gotten better with each movie?
Well,
Take Man of Steel.
well, they haven't gotten worse, so I guess that's a plus.
Man of Steel. Was Batman vs. Superman better than Man of Steel?
I guess so, yeah.
Was Suicide Squad better than Batman vs. Superman?
For the most part.
And we are saying that Wonder Woman, watching this trailer, might be fantastic.
Watching the trailer, it's probably going to be the best DC movie out there.
They're getting better.
My
it's
problem-
like it's like a fine wine. It gets better with age.
My problem is that it's the plot line and the motives of the villains. They're just not there.
But with a dark side, don't you think that'd be a great villain?
I think it'd be an obvious villain. Yeah.
I don't know. You want what? Brainiac?
Not just, I don't think Brainiac would fit in very well, but I mean, who knows what they could do? I mean, like, they could put Lobo in there. Who knows? It'd probably be just as good.
Okay.
You know? You have these 3 movies already. They need to build up to the final villain. I mean, what one element do these 3 movies have in common so far?
Superman.
Superman. That's it. That's all we got so far. And I don't think Superman is a huge thing in Suicide Squad at
No,
all.
they just mention him.
Yeah. So you have Superman and Batman. Tops. I mean, okay. Fantastic. I've been seeing Loki since, Thor. That I saw him at the end of Captain America. So obviously he's going to be the villain in the Avengers. I got the workout for there, And now with that movie, I'm already built on ready to go on to the next movie's upcoming stuff. DC's just not doing it for me. They're not making a solid point to what they want their final achievement movie to be. It's just not there. We already know Marvel's. It's an Infinity Wars.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, and we're excited.
We've known it for years.
What's the end purpose of the Justice League universe? Answer me that right now. After seeing these movies,
I can't. I don't know.
exactly. You don't, because they're not clear. I mean, you can't take comedy and like big stars and be like, oh, that's a great movie.
My problem is I'm a huge fan of the whole universe, both Marvel and DC. So it's hard for me as someone who is so excited. Remember the first one, Man of Steel. How excited was I for that? I could not stop talking about it.
I'm in your same boat. I'm a huge DC
And that's
fan.
the problem. It's
I'm
hard.
wearing a Nightwing watch, So I'm a huge fan too. I just get disappointed when they draw the ball.
I don't blame you. We talked about this last night watching Suicide Squad. The problem is, too, for me, the biggest problem is everything's out of order. Everything's chronologically out of order. Batman vs. Superman, we saw Batman get the picture of Wonder Woman back fighting in like World War I or II, which that's going to be the movie next year.
Yeah.
Is before everything happened. She's going to be back in the war fighting.
And you know what? I'll do it right now. Spoiler alert. What was the final credit in last night's movie?
It was Amanda Waller giving Batman all the files.
It's like, okay, that already happened. Why are you showing me that again?
Yeah, all it is it's to set up Justice League.
It's setting for a disaster.
Now, answer me this real quick before we finish here. I've heard rumor about the next Suicide Squad movie, if it happens, Suicide Squad versus Justice League. Could you see it happening?
No. Logically, no. DC Universe with Zack Snyder behind the wheel? Sure, I do see it. I see a giant mess that Snyder is great at doing.
Or I just thought of this because I think of things on the air like this all of a sudden. Villain could be the League of Doom.
If they were smart, yes. If they were smart, they could do something like that, yes. But they're just not smart. They're not landing. They're not landing the jumps. You know, they're,
Sure.
they're just not. They're not doing it.
Mhm.
I mean, Lex Luthor's plot was, I have no idea.
I'll give you that.
The big bads in last night's movie, yeah, they were cool to look at,
Would have made more sense Joker be the
but
main
they
villain.
didn't explain anything. One sentence isn't going to explain the entire plot of why these guys are doing this. At all. So, DC just drops every time. Like, I feel like they're going to continue that path. But they are getting better.
It could be it staying afloat because it's like X-Men. Well, we had 10 X-Men movies and everyone
Ugh.
everyone hates every one of them.
Brian
But you
Singer with a joke,
still
too.
go and see it. So as long as people keep going to see it, you can keep making them.
Yeah.
So.
I guess these movies are really not meant for, nerds like us. They're meant for the average viewers. And they're happy with it, and that's fantastic. I'm glad they make them
Look,
for the average viewers.
They made Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds for the nerds.
And I'll say right now,
And people bashed that movie so hard.
loved that movie. If they're going to start a Justice League movie, that should be in the first movie.
We talk about that all the time. We always have to mention
And
that
I will
movie.
always say it.
With the final minutes here, I just want to mention one thing I forgot to add in here. On set of Thor Ragnarok, they showed footage of Hulk's gladiator outfit
He actually displayed that gladiator at San
at
Diego
Comic-Con, yeah. It's got like the chest plate a little bit, the strap, the helmet, and he's got two weapons. He's got a battle hammer and a battle axe. Does he really need those?
Well, that battle hammer is actually from,
Asgard?
yeah, it's from Asgard, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
and,
I'm thinking right and left for Hulk.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they also apparently somebody who was flying over the set of Ragnarok saw they had the Quinjet on site, which is great because they need to explain Hulk flying away on the Quinjet at the end of Age of Ultron
Yeah.
and going wherever he's going.
That's exactly what it is.
So I'm glad they're adding that's there.
Of course they would add that. It's Marvel.
Yeah, because they said the headline was Planet Hulk ?
Of course.
So,
It's got to be. Of
so
course.
anything else you'd like to add for the show today?
I don't think so. How much time do we have left?
Oh God, I think we have a minute or two.
Minute two? No, I'm good. If that's all we have.
There was another movie I wanted to add, but it's hard for me.
Right.
Let me just say, it's King Arthur, The Legend of the Sword. If you're a huge King Arthur fan, go out and see it. The trailer, amazing. It's hard for me to explain the movie. I'm a huge King Arthur fan. Been at all the different storylines. Can't wait to see that too. So, but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching another edition of our great famous show, Legends of the Nerds.
Famous.
Again, like always, you can watch us on Facebook at Legends of the Nerds or subscribe to our YouTube page, also Legends of the Nerds. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter
On the Twitter.
at KrillinMan. And in just 2 short weeks, we're going back to Comic-Con. It's the 3rd annual Comic-Con, but it's our 2nd. So we have a lot planned for that show. We can't wait to see all of you there. We hope to answer every one of your questions. Like I said, just excited. Please come. We want to talk to each and every one of you. That being said, we hope to see you again. Thanks for watching. And remember, stay nerdy.